1984 is a terrible and tragic story. The party will resort to inhumane techniques to get what they want. And... wait, no!
Sorry about that, guy. 1984 is a truly beautiful story. It shows us that regardless on how bad you are, you can change. It also shows us that Big Brother is very forgiving, also telling us that the party is a safe haven.
Big Brother forgives all. Doesn't matter what crime you've done, you could have done something small like stealing food, or you could be like Winston, who rebelled against the party entirely. Now, you might be asking, why would Big Brother forgive all these treasonous crimes? Well, it's simple. As the name suggests, he's like a big brother. He cares for all of his younger siblings. While he may have to scold and punish them, it's all in goodwill to guide them back onto the right path. Big Brother sees the good in all. He wants you all to be devoted and loyal citizens so that you may have bright futures and reign loyal to him and him alone. Do not stray away from the path. Party members are family. If someone is going down the wrong path, they will be forgiven and rehabilitated into an even better, outstanding party member than they ever were before.
Speaking of rehabilitating, 1984 shows us that anyone can change regardless of their past, as long as you give them a push. As we all know, Winston is a terrible person. He kicks away severed body parts instead of helping, and he sold out his only companion, Julia. This shows his lack of humanity. We fixed Winston, so now he'll always help out a deserving party member if they need it. Winston buys all these necessary items, like the journal and paperweight. At first glance, it might seem like it represents hope, but I can assure you that's not the case. They actually represent deceit and rebellion. We made it so Winston doesn't have to rely on these trivial things for hope. Instead, all of his source of hope comes from Big Brother. Isn't that a beautiful thing? While it may have looked like Winston's punishment was manipulation and torture, it was actually more along the lines of getting slapped on the wrist and going to therapy. In a short amount of time, Winston went from a rebellious scoundrel to becoming one of the best citizens we've ever seen. Now, you might be wondering, why am I up here? Well, that brings me to my third point. The party is a safe haven. As you see up here, there's not much space for me to move around. Well, I'm safe, but as I try to leave, the less safe and unsafe I'll become, potentially making me get hurt. Now, let's say you do manage to escape the party, only hardships await you. For example, first of all, the party will hunt you down, doing their very best to find you and deliver punishment. And let's say you somehow manage to evade them. Then you'll be thrust into poverty, making very little money. You might think you make a little now, but it doesn't even compare to how much the pros make. Your life will be in constant danger because the bombings and such happen very often. While others are adapted to it, you're not. So as they go find shelter and safety, you're not even going to know what's going on, likely resulting in your death. If you do leave the party, there's no way of coming back even if you regret it. See, if you're iffy about it and you commit a few crimes but you don't actually leave, you can simply pull back up into a safe position. However, if you leave entirely, you cannot be saved. As you saw in 1984, Winston was pulled back up into a safe position. Actually, you could even say it was a better position than it was before. Freedom is slavery. Even if you do manage to leave the party and become free, you have to work much harder and might as well be considered slavery. As you've seen, Big Brother is a saint who forgives all. You also learned that everyone deep down, they have it in them to change. You also learned that the party is a safe haven that you would never want to leave. Right?